I'm done playing soft. One more time you tear across my land and you'll learn what mine actually means. That warning board's been planted out there for months. A glaring red that can't be missed. Still, every dawn I hear that familiar roar. The crunch of rubber on packed dirt. That same pale crossover slicing through my corn like it's a shortcut to the grocery. Today I'm on my knees on that track, wrench in hand, snugging the last bolts on a row of metal tines. The sun is a hot lid. My hat shadows my eyes, sweat tracking down my neck. My hands don't tremble. They wait. A distant hum swells. She's coming. But rewind a touch. This all kicked off a fortnight ago when the neighborhood committee arbitrarily redrew a line. Out of thin air, they declared a slice of my access lane communal. Communal my foot. That lane's been on my family's deed since my grandfather first turned this sod. Then came her, the self-crowned empress of suburbia. Every morning she'd barrel across my ground, waving as if she owned the horizon and barking, "Move your trash, farmer." The committee rubber-stamped it. Approved by who? Her headstrong smile. I tried being civil. "Ma'am, this is private land. Use the main road." She laughed, the kind of laugh that crawls under your skin. "Chill out, country boy. It's only dirt. Nobody notices. But that only dirt was my crop, my boundary, my quiet. The first time I looked the other way. The second time I repaired the fence. The third time she rolled through with company. 3 crossovers, engines screaming, mud flying into my rows like it was entertainment. That was when I realized words wouldn't do. I called the committee. They said, "Sir, the claim is under review." I called the sheriff. He needed video. It was her word versus mine. Her claim against my history. So I bought a camera, caught her in the act, laughing, filming herself as she sped past, crowing, "Watch me! He can't stop us." That clip played on repeat in my head all night. By morning, my anger had gone quiet and hard, precise. Now I'm fastening the final bolt. Dust swirls in the distance. The same pale crossover. She's moving faster today, maybe trying to prove something. I glance at the sign beside me. Private land, no trespassing. It's more than a notice now. It's a vow. She's 50 feet out. 40, 30, do it, I murmur. Step across my line. I dare you. The crossover crosses the mark. Thunk. The front tires meet the tines. Air explodes, loud enough to send the crows scattering. The vehicle lurches sideways, hauling itself to a grinding stop. Her door burst open so hard it rattled on its hinges. "What did you do to my car?" She shrieked, storming out, mirrored sunglasses blazing in the sunlight. I rose slowly, brushed the grit from my jeans, and lifted my phone. "It's called proof," I said evenly. "And maybe a little lesson." Her hand trembled as she jabbed a finger at me. "You're finished. The association's going to bury you in court." I smiled, calm as a cloudless morning. Perfect. Maybe that means someone will finally check whose name is actually printed on the deed. Her expression twisted through half a dozen emotions. Rage, fear, disbelief, all colliding at once. Then she spun back into her SUV. The engine coughed. Tires sagging against the flattened rubber, pride leaking out faster than air. But she wasn't through. I could see it in the glare that cut through her cracked window. Round one was over, but the fight wasn't. By the time the dust settled, she had a phone pressed to her ear, barking like she was giving orders to an army. "Yeah, it's me. He sabotaged my vehicle, set traps on public property." Public property. She said it loud enough for the wind to carry it across the whole valley. I didn't flinch. My camera was still rolling. "Ma'am," I said, steady as ever, "that's my field. You tore straight through my fence line. The marker's right there." She cut me off with a sneer. "Save it for the sheriff, cowboy. Let's see what they think." 10 minutes later, the faint wail of sirens grew into flashing red and blue spilling across the dirt road. 2 patrol cars, 1 HOA representative in a spotless reflective vest, and her, pacing the roadside like she'd just conquered a nation. "There he is," she shouted. "That's the man! He laid metal spikes to injure me and my son." Her son, if you could call that full-grown man flipping me off from her passenger seat, a boy. The deputy stepped out, trying hard not to smirk. "Sir, mind telling me what's happening here?" I held out my phone. "You tell me, officer." Footage starts at 6:42 a.m. You'll see her driving through my crops, past the posted signs 3 separate times. She scoffed like it was all beneath her. "That video's fake." He doctored it. I'm calling my attorney. The HOA rep shuffled forward, clipboard tight in his hands. We've received complaints suggesting this lane might qualify as shared community access, he said. You can't install anything hazardous along it. Community access? I repeated, sweeping a hand around us. Do you see any houses here? Any driveways? He looked. Just endless rows of corn-weathered fences, and that silver SUV still sighing air from its ruined tires. Karen crossed her arms, chin high. Doesn't matter. It's under review. That means no one can block it. The deputy met my eyes, voice low, almost regretful. Sir, until ownership's verified, I'm going to have to ask you to remove the spikes. The words hit like a gut punch. I'd done everything right. Signs, patience, proof, and somehow she'd flipped the story upside down. I took a slow breath, forcing my voice to stay level. So she wrecks my field and I'm the criminal? Her grin widened, phone tilted toward me. Smile for the live stream, dirt boy. Let's see how people react to a farmer attacking a woman. Her screen filled with scrolling comments. Arrest him. Call animal control. The mob had already chosen their villain. That cheap shot hit me. Not because I cared about the names in her comments, but because I could see how simple it was for her to spin a lie and wrap it in sympathy. The association rep murmured something to the deputy. They exchanged a brief nod like conspirators. Then the deputy turned to me. We'll need you to come down to the station, sir. Just routine questions. Her smirk returned, coronation ready. Told you, the committee wins. I studied her for a long second, committing the smug curl of her mouth to memory. Enjoy it now, I said under my breath. It won't last. She cocked an eyebrow. Oh, yeah? What are you gonna do, sue me? With what, your pickup? I didn't answer aloud. I didn't have to. While she live-streamed her made-up version to whoever would listen, I was quietly forwarding the unvarnished footage, timestamps, deed scans, everything, straight into the HOA's official email with a label that said, Evidence. Let her crow. The louder she crowed, the deeper she buried herself. When the deputy asked me to ride with him, I climbed into the patrol car without a fight. I kept my face composed because I already held a certainty she didn't. County records don't bend to a loud voice. A few days later, the call came. Mr. Harper? The county clerk said. We've completed the title review. Your ownership goes back to 1978. I felt a cool satisfaction settle behind my ribs. Please send the certified map, I said. An hour later, I had the printed. Stamped pages in a folder, signatures, dates, the whole thing. Time to finish the conversation. When I drove back out to the track, she was waiting. Same silver SUV, same smug camera already streaming. Oh, look who's back, she cooed, gearing up to apologize and immediately pivot to offense. I stepped out slowly, folder in hand. Apologize for what? I asked. For me having legal title? She flicked dismissively. You're still blocking HOA right of way. I handed the folder to the deputy who had come again, his discomfort clear as a bruise. He skimmed the pages. His expression changed from neutral to surprised. Well, he said, the county's records confirm his claim. The road, the field, both marked as private. Her face went slack. That can't be, she blurted. Our map says... He cut in, steady. Your HOA map appears to be outdated. The boundary ends roughly half a mile west of here. You've been driving across private land without permission. That's a civil matter. Her live feed hiccuped. The comments froze mid-judgment. Her hand trembled. What did you say? She demanded. You heard me, the deputy replied. You've been on his land without authorization. I stepped forward, measured but unyielding. And because you've driven over my rows twice, I'll be invoicing the association for the damage. Her phone slipped from her fingers as the words landed. You can't do that. Oh, I can, I said. In fact, I already arranged it. The county clerk faxed the estimate this morning. Plus late fees. 2 more trucks eased up behind hers and 2 board members climbed out, voices low and worried. One of them blew out a long breath. Karen, you never told us this was private. She whipped around, face a mask. It's not. He's lying. The other board member held up the deputy's tablet like evidence in court. It is, see? It's all here. We can't keep backing you. Her assurance shattered with a brittle little sound. You'll pay for this, she snapped at me. You think you can shame me? I'll drag you into court. I let a slow smile spread, steady as a horizon line. You'll have to take a different road to get there, I said. This stretch isn't one of them. Even the deputy had to bite back a grin. Karen stormed toward her SUV, stomping, but I wasn't finished. Before you go, I called, and she froze as if someone had yanked the air from her lungs. Check your mailbox later. Her eyes narrowed. What now? A formal notice, I said simply. A cease and desist. Next time you cross that fence, it won't be the sheriff knocking, it'll be my attorney. Her hand shook on the phone, her jaw working, but she had no answer. She climbed in, the tires spun, and a cloud of dust marked the last time she'd take that shortcut. The deputy watched her leave, then turned to me with the tired look of a man who'd seen too many small-town feuds. I can't exactly condone the spikes, he said, rubbing his forehead, but I get why you did it. Don't use them again. I gave him a crooked grin. No need, they're gone. People tend to stay away when they know the line won't be crossed. He waved off the conversation and walked back to his car. I stood by the fence as the sun lowered itself behind the rows, the road smoothing into a slow, warm hush. I headed toward the barn, passing the sign I'd freshened up that morning, its letters bright and uncompromising. My grandfather used to tell me, boundaries teach respect. That evening, I finally felt the weight of those words. Some lessons only stick after a hard lesson. She'd learned hers on 4 ruined tires and a live stream that suddenly looked a lot less convincing. If you liked watching a little rightful payback, stick around, there's always another HOA tale where karma tends to run faster than a complaint form.